Welcome to the Piece by Piece Autism Podcast with your hosts, Angie and Christy. They've worked 25 years to help Alec get the most out of life. Let them tell you how they're doing it.
Welcome back to Piece by Piece Autism Podcast. Here at Piece by Piece, we dive into issues facing parents and teachers of autistic children and adults. Myself and Christy discuss a wide range of topics that will help bring new life to how you view autism and its possibilities. Alec is Christy's youngest son. He is 28 years old and lives in Utah in a group home setting. And today we're going to dive into all of his ski adventures, and Christy's going to introduce his ski instructor, Blake Harsh.
You can spot Alec and Blake a mile away on the mountain together because they wear the most adorable matching flame ski suits. They are so cute. I'm going to tell you a little bit about Blake. He is our rocket scientist that we've talked about on several podcasts. He's a mechanical engineer with an undergraduate degree from Brigham Young University and a master's in space systems engineering from Johns Hopkins University, where he specialized in orbital mechanics and spacecraft subsystems. He works at Northrop Grumman as a solid rocket propulsion engineer, contributing to large-scale nuclear defense programs and space launch systems for NASA and commercial customers. He has also built a growing real estate investment portfolio. Blake is trilingual in English, Spanish, and y'all have heard about us talk about this, Papiamento. Now that's what people down in Aruba speak, correct?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, that's right. Okay. And he does translation work in Papiamento, including scripture translation and simultaneous interpretation for international conferences. Blake lives in Utah, where he's happiest outside, off-roading in his truck, which has been through a fire, and it has a name.
Its name is Rex, and he's my best friend.
Gosh, okay. Rock climbing, wakeboarding, surfing, behind a boat, and in the ocean. And ocean surfing. Okay, got it. And most importantly, skiing. And fun fact, we found out tonight when I stopped the podcast equipment by Blake's house or his parents' house, he is actually a drummer, but never told us.
What?
Oh, that's wild. I've never told you that.
Blake.
No, we saw the big drum set up and we were like, what the heck?
What? Wow. Okay.
Yeah, really cool. Anyway, so there you go. Welcome to the show, Blake Harsh.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me on.
We're so excited to have you join us. You've been a part of Alec's team for what seems like forever. Like life without Blake, I just don't know what that was like. So tell us how you found Alec and kind of the beginning start of your relationship with him.
Yeah, it actually is funny. When I got introduced to you through my cousin, Gentry, and she gave me a call, and I was on a ski trip with a bunch of my friends out in Tahoe. We were doing a little bit of powder chasing, and one friend had already broke his shoulder. Like, it was a great trip. But
oh my goodness.
I'm on the lift, and Gentry calls me, and she says, "Hey Blake, how would you like to get paid to go skiing?" And I said, "Go on."
Keep talking.
And she explained to me about Alec and about how they're looking to get him to be skiing. And I'd never done anything with any autism or anything like that, but I was a broke college kid and needed every penny I could get. And so I agreed. And so we went to dinner out at Pizza Factory. That's when I first met him. And I thought it was the craziest thing because you would talk to him through the keyboard. And and you guys like asked me to try it. And I remember I asked him like a yes or no question. And he typed yes. And I was like, that is mind blowing. Like, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Wow.
But and then from there, I think we can kind of get into that later with Scott teaching me how to teach Al and all that. But it's just from there we just sparked up a friendship, and now Al's more like a brother than anything to me. Like we are really tight.
Yeah, totally. Did you have any when you very first met us that night at that pizza factory? Did you have any hesitation whatsoever? Did you go, "Oh wow, this might be harder than I thought," or did you just dive in with both feet and just say, "This is going to
Uh,
be great"?
yeah, I mean, I was confident with my ski abilities, and I think the wild card was just okay. How does Al like act? Like how is he going
Mm-hmm.
to act? Because I didn't know him at that point, and you two were acting like it was more of like a job interview. Like you would always talk about, okay, if we do this and if this works out. And so I guess that was the only thing that kind of hedged my expectations was it was like an if it works out kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Um, but then the only like once we got on the mountain with Scott, it was great. We worked really well together. He showed me a lot of things on how to do it. The only thing that really made me like take a step back and question, and this is really gross, heads up, but it was after our first day of skiing, and we're in the parking lot, and Al has a really large bathroom incident in the parking lot, and we're skiing. He's got layers on.
Yeah, I was going to
He's got-
say, this wasn't just
Oh,
like a swimsuit. This was layers. Ugh.
yeah.
this is why he has a backpack. This
Yep.
is why he always has
Mhm.
extra ski clothes.
Yep.
And so I didn't
Always
like
prepared.
Scott and I had not talked about this. So I was coming in completely blind. And so Scott's trying to like take his clothes off and kind of clean up, but it was getting all over in the snow in the parking lot. And every time I would walk up to be like, "Hey Scott, like how could I help?" I'd get a whiff of it and then start gagging and have to walk away. So I'm 2 to 3 cars away this whole time.
We always joke that Blake's got the like most cushy job of anybody we've hired on our team because he can't handle any of the bathroom incidences that inevitably happen. And so he gets away with not having to do that. And it's like a requirement of anybody else we've hired. But I don't think anybody else that we've hired on the team is as skilled as you are in skiing. So I guess it balances
So maybe it
out.
balances
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but we were in the parking lot. This was 2020, like the tail end of 2020. So luckily there was a porta potty in the parking lot to cut down on like traffic indoors.
Okay.
And so it was one of those like larger, like the handicap ones. So
Yeah.
they went in there and were able to take care of it fairly easily. Scott did a really good job, but I was very much not okay.
Oh my
And we should
gosh.
mention here that Scott Schlichter is one of Alec's first ski instructors from when he was 12 years old and going to Colorado for camps. And he came out to Utah and trained Blake. And so we just wanted to give him a little shout out. We really appreciate him, and he's expert at teaching Alec to ski.
Yeah,
And
Scott
so,
is the best.
yes,
Yeah, he's a good
yes.
time.
But after the bathroom incident, that was really the only thing that gave me hesitation. And I don't know if you remember the phone call, but this was like I think this was on like a Saturday that happened. And I remember Monday I was on campus and just dreading calling you because I was going to say like, look, I feel like it went really well, but I just can't handle that happening. Because keep in mind, I had met Al one time before this, so I didn't know if this was like a really common thing,
Yeah.
And so I was worried about it. But luckily, I think Scott really helped me out by telling some good things. But luckily, you guys were willing to work with me, and we were able to foster this relationship.
Yeah, and it's really good to have two people in a situation like you're out on a mountain. So it's really nice to have a staff member with him who
Yes.
can do all that kind of stuff. And then Blake really sticks with ski instruction.
Well,
And
ski
that's your thing.
instruction as well as being the coolest bro in town. So
Oh, Oh, I mean,
Let's talk about that for a
without even
minute.
having to mention that. Yeah.
Yeah,
I-
because
you
you
know,
and Alec have developed quite the relationship and have such a bro bond. Tell us what you think about how that all came to be.
Yeah, I mean, really, Alex and I, our relationship, it really built piece by piece. Yeah.
I
No, but
like
oh,
the
it was,
humor.
we see you.
but it was kind of slow at first. Like, um, I think part of it is just that I had no experience or expectations going into like the relationship with him.
Mhm.
It started off with it was just a job to make some money while skiing because I love skiing. I don't know if you guys have talked about this before, but sometimes we'll get in a trap where if you just ask him yes or no questions, or if you just even if you ask him any questions, he'll just type yes because he doesn't want to go through the effort of actually giving a full answer.
Yeah, it's definitely his default.
Yeah, the default just yes. And so like I kind of realized that we were lacking in communication, and maybe if we communicated more that would help. But for a long time I was just stuck in the yes trap. And it wasn't until I think one of the caretakers might have said something or and like explained that to me to where I remember one time we were at the bottom of the lift, and I told him I was like, "Hey, like I really need to communicate with you in order to be safe and to also have a lot of fun on the mountain. And so instead of saying yes, if you want to say yes, I need you to spell out yeah, like
Oh, wow.
YEAH, just so that I know that you're not doing your default." And and we started doing that, and that really like it was cool because that's kind of where it changed, where I think he realized that I was willing to really like go the extra mile and to kind of foster a relationship with him.
Yeah.
And from there it became like, at the bottom of the lift we do a check-in, at the bottom of the run we finish the run, check in, hey, are you hungry, do you want a snack, do you want lunch, do you want the bathroom, you want to go again? And then we get on the lift, go to the top, and then we check in, okay, how you feeling, are are your boots okay, anything like that, which route do you want to go down the mountain? And give him every chance to talk to me, to tell me, hey, my boot's feeling weird, hey, my ear kind of hurts, like sometimes it gets folded in his helmet,
Mm.
or hey, I'm hungry, like I want to go to the lodge and have a snack, like, or I need to use the bathroom. And giving him all those opportunities, it was like a night and day difference to
Yeah.
where that's really where we started progressing really, really well, was when we started there. And like now we talk all the time. Like when we're in the lodge just like taking a break, like we'll have full on conversations, and we'll like, we'll just talk about anything. And it's so fun to hear like what he
Love
thinks
that.
about things. Like, I mean, we even like gossip about the team, we tell like we have fun. Like it's a lot of fun.
I love it.
But it was a long time to get there. It was a long time to get to where we could just, shoot the breeze together. But
Yeah.
but I love that. And communication was huge for like developing that relationship to where we are actually like
Yeah.
best friends.
Yeah, it builds so much trust and like stability on his end too. To see you wanting to put forth the effort, then he's like, "Oh, this guy's serious." And he's obviously putting a ton of trust in you to go down the mountain. But then to really level that up and for you to be more than just the ski instructor that's going to keep him, quote unquote, safe, you're also there to have a good time, which has really built his confidence and helped him want to be this amazing skier that he has really become.
Yeah, and like that's the most important part. It's like we got to be having fun out
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
But one other thing that I've done that I think also really helped with specifically the relationship between him and I is like more often than not, I just treat him like normal. Like
Yeah.
I like if we're getting dressed, like getting dressed usually takes us a lot longer than it could, because I say, all right, zip your coat up. Okay, buckle your helmet. All right, take your shoe off. Okay, do this buckle up. Like things that would be so easy for me to just reach over and zip his coat up.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, it's like, no, like he can and should do those things. And I mean, part of that comes from I didn't really know what his limitations were at first when I first started doing this. And so out of that ignorance, I was just like, no, like you can do this. Like I know you can do this. And
You got it.
for better or for worse, but now he can. And like I remember his helmet, it probably took him 3 seasons because the helmet has that tiny little buckle that he has to use his 2 fingers to hook up. But now he does it almost first try every time.
That's awesome.
Wow, that's
And
great.
so,
Fine
it's
motor.
awesome. Yeah, the fine motor skills, right? Like those are hard for him. But I always joke whenever, because sometimes he'll like, if he's like, kind of tired or something, I'll be like, okay, zip your coat up, and he'll like tug on the zipper and be like, oh, I tried, you do it for me. And I'll look at him and be like, no free rides around me, dude. Like you can do that. But I think also that's been good, where it's like, no, like I treat him like a friend. I don't treat him like I'm taking care of him.
Yeah.
And I think that's really helped to get our relationship to a point where like we're actually friends. It's not like I'm his caretaker or I'm just his ski instructor.
Right. Yeah, for
and
sure.
I think that's important.
Yeah. It's also like when you've shown up for extra stuff, like when you'll show up for parties, like his birthday, and you live all the way up in the freaking northern part of Wyoming or somewhere up there, and you're driving down for these parties. No, you're not really that far. You're like 2 hours away though, right?
Yeah. With traffic, it can get a little gnarly, but sometimes we spend about as much time in the car as we do at the party, but it's worth it.
Yeah.
Like it's just so fun to be with him and see him in different settings and just have that camaraderie with him.
Yeah.
But that's so cool. And then also, like, you showed up at his 5K walking event that ended up taking like 40 minutes for him to finish or whatever, or maybe an hour. It was more like he was doing a marathon, but we had a great time. And you brought the Red Bull cans, and y'all were doing your Red Bull chug and wearing your matching headbands. And that sort of thing, I think it just means so much to him.
Yeah, all of it.
Yeah, I would like to point out that I did get your permission before I let him chug a Red Bull, but it was definitely my idea to do that.
100%, because we do not normally give him Red Bulls. We don't give him caffeine at all. And then every once in a while we go, okay, we got to have a Red Bull. He is 28.
It worked though. He got so amped at that 5K.
Yeah, that was awesome. That was a good time.
Yeah, but your interest and enthusiasm and all that stuff is so cool. And you're both brainiacs, and I think that's what bonds you too, because he sees you as a brainiac. You're this rocket scientist, but then you're also, and speaking Papiamento, and but then he also sees you as this athlete who's really cool, doing flips in your graduation robe when you graduated college and all that stuff. And so he's going, you're kind of like, you're a friend, but you're also like a mentor, I think.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah.
Yeah, he definitely looks up and up to you and respects you. That's very, very obvious.
Do you know what I forgot to mention that I want to just mention here? It's probably going to seem like it's from left field, but I want to just mention, I meant to say it in the bio, but Blake is one of the most superstitious people that I know. And when it comes to skiing and superstition, I have never heard the likes of it, because you want to tell them about Quiet Rock?
Yes, yeah, and it's silent rock, and it's really important that you give silent rock the respect that it deserves.
Oh my goodness, I call it Quiet Rock every time.
That's so dangerous. So when you're going,
so sorry,
so dangerous.
Oh no!
When you're going up the canyon, there's this turn that has silent rock, and if you talk past silent rock, you're gonna get hurt. And so, in order to not upset the silent rock gods, when you go by it, you have to, in the car, you turn the music off. You don't talk. You end whatever conversation you're having. You make sure your phone's on silent. Like when we go, I tell Al, I make sure Al's not gonna put his beads on his book. Make sure Al knows silent rock is coming so he doesn't make any noises, and he gives it the respect he deserves, and that's why we haven't gotten hurt yet.
Wow, if he can do it, I guess I can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but speaking of superstition, there's also a swear word on the mountain, and that swear word is last run.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
because
yeah.
when you're skiing, you always get hurt on your last run.
Right.
And
Okay.
so you never say last run. But you always have to say, if you're done, you say, oh, let's do 2 more, skip the last. And with
Okay.
Al, if Al's done, he's doing his typing and it takes him forever. He will go and tap out 2 more, skip the last, because
I love it.
he knows that he's not allowed to say last run because that's when you get hurt.
I love it. That's a good
Okay.
one. That's a
And
good
then
one.
Blake also wears a shirt that he has been wearing since second grade or something. Every time he
second
skis.
grade.
Oh,
it's
it's not
my
second
ski
grade?
shirt.
Okay. How long have you been wearing it?
Oh man, I've been wearing it at least since 7th grade though. It is more hole than shirt at this point, but it brings me good juju on the mountain. That's for sure.
Well,
I love
okay
it.
then. Okay then.
Oh, okay.
Oh
So
man.
we've established that you are obviously an amazing skier. How did you train to become the expert that you are at teaching skiing, though? We kind of referenced Scott a little bit, but tell us a bit more about your training.
Yeah, and that first weekend, I think when we brought Scott out, we skied. I think it was 3 days straight for him to teach me, and that was huge.
Yeah.
Having somebody as seasoned as Scott to teach me was big, and he taught me how we use a long ski pole to where Al holds on to one half of it and I hold on to the other half. And that kind of allows me to bump his shoulders and get his weight on the right edge of his ski to kind of control how he goes down the mountain. And going through and just learning, okay, all of a sudden I've got this mass that weighs more than I do, and I've got to kind of control it as I go down the mountain, and learning how to do that, and learning that, okay, even though Al doesn't talk, it's still good to say, okay, Al, we're going to do a left turn. Okay, now we're going to do a right turn. And then like show him, okay, left turn, I hold the stick this way so that you have your weight in this way. And a right turn, I hold the stick this way so you're on the correct edges. And, Scott showed me all that and really laid the foundation for where we're at now. Now, obviously, Al is a lot more independent on the mountain. He can lap moonbeam without any kind of help from me whatsoever. And that's all from the groundwork that we did with Scott, and then getting to a point now where, sometimes I'll ski like purposely in his blind spot so he feels like he's completely alone, completely doing it by himself. And it's a game of always skiing like far enough away that he's independent, he's doing it by himself, but close enough to where if he gets distracted, misses a turn, or loses control, that I can get there and push him over before it becomes a problem.
What is that what you do? Is that the method of like if he got loose from you, or if he started going faster than you wanted him to go? Like what are you supposed to do in that case?
Yeah, the trick is to get them on the ground as quick as possible, because and make sure it's to the side, because if they fall backwards, their ski boots stay there and they bend at the knee, and so then they're still moving.
Yeah.
And so the trick is that if he ever loses control, the safest thing is just to kind of give him a nice little hockey check, have him fall up the mountain. So it's a very nice, it's not a hurtful fall. He won't get hurt doing that, but that stops him really quick so that he doesn't get out of control, get too much speed, and get to where he would actually hurt himself.
Yeah.
Okay.
Luckily, he's locked in, and that hardly ever happens.
But you have had to do it before?
Yeah, that was like
maybe I don't want to know this.
This is like the one time I've actually been like nervous or scared on the mountain. We were trying out like some moguls that were kind of on the side of the groomed run.
Oh wow.
And so I was like, oh, try this out, and he was trying it, but then he didn't. He locked his knees, and so he bounced bounced out of his skis, and so we put his skis back on. And so when we do that, we turn him sideways. I take my skis off. I get his skis on to where he's sideways on the hill. And then I either have him or the caretaker hold him while I put my skis back on. And so I had forgotten to tell the caretaker to hold him. So he had his skis on, and I turned to go put mine on, and he takes off. And so I'm up the mountain, and I have my skis on. So there's no way I catch him. And he starts heading straight down to like the fence they put around where all the people in line are standing. So he's
Oh
gonna
gosh.
slam into this fence, roll into like
Oh my
just play
gosh.
bowling with all the
We've
kids
not
in
heard this
line.
story.
Yeah, I think there's a reason why I didn't tell you this story.
Oh no.
But and so
I think there is.
I see him going down, and I'm just like, oh, my life is over. Like I'm so fired. And so I just yell Al. I'm like, Al, left turn, and he just he just turns and just stops right before the fence. Like
Oh
we
wow.
got so unbelievably lucky that
Oh my gosh.
he just locked in when he needed to and made the turn and stopped. And he just looked at me like I wasn't gonna hit the
What?
fence.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that is wild.
But yeah,
That is
so that
wild.
was the one time that I've actually been like nervous or scared on the mountain. Other time we keep it pretty locked down, and Al does such a good job that we're in a good spot.
Oh my gosh. That scares me to death. Okay.
All right, now that we've raised Christy's blood pressure.
Yes.
Okay, you mentioned the pole that you ski with. That's just a ski pole. What other equipment does Alec require while on the mountain? Obviously, there's your normal ski gear.
Yeah,
That goes without saying, but what else do you guys use to make him successful?
Aside from, I mean, it really doesn't take much. Like we use a long ski pole, so it's not like the normal ski pole that I ride with. And that's just so there's room for me to hold it and him to hold it, where we're both more or less shoulder width apart.
Okay.
And that's really helpful to get his weight right and like to work on fundamentals with him. Like we still use it every once in a while now, just to practice. With Al, we use a harness, and I sometimes if we were going down a steep hill before Al was to the level he is now, I would hold on to the carabiner in case he were to start getting away, and I could keep him more in range before he.
But describe that harness though, because it's not your typical harness you're probably thinking of, like you use with little children, where you put
Right.
it around.
Yeah, this is just a climbing harness, and it's more so used when we're on the ski lift. We just clip him to the back of the bench in case he has a seizure on the lift. So that's one thing you always got to be paying attention is you got to hook it up when you sit down, and then remember to unhook it before you get off, or he's gonna go right back down.
We did forget one time.
Well, okay, let's clarify. You forgot one time. That was before my time.
It wasn't me, but I don't want to say who it was because I don't want this person to feel bad. But
suffice it to say, it was not me.
Oh, it was not you, Blake. It was not you. No, it wasn't you. So, how about your favorite funny moments with Alec?
Oh, there's been so many. Like, I mean, there's a time he almost hit the fence that was less funny and more scary. But looking back on it, because he was okay and didn't crash, we can laugh about it now.
Yeah.
But I think it's just like fostering the relationship to a point where we can like tease each other on the mountain. Like there was a time last season where getting dressed is a huge ordeal. There's a lot of pieces, a lot of moving parts. And so by the time we're done getting dressed, Al is about ready to strangle me. And he's just like, can we get on the mountain? And so we had gone through that whole ordeal. We get up, we stand in a big long line, and we're at the gates to scan our passes and go get on the chairlift. And after we scan our passes, I realize, oh, I forgot his harness. And so I make him step to the side, and the caretaker goes to run grab it. And I just think to myself, I'm like, oh, I should probably like have a conversation with him so that he doesn't get like annoyed and try and distract him from the fact that we forgot the harness. So I pull the tap board out to talk to him, and before I could even say anything, he just starts typing. He's like, "You idiot."
Oh my goodness.
And so then I tell him, I was like, well, I didn't see you telling me about the harness. Like you had plenty of times to tell me that I forgot it. And he types back, he says, "Not my job, bro."
That's the cute thing about your relationship. Y'all do these funny back and forth things.
Yeah, and I love it. I love it that we can do that. And then there's also just like the big wins that we've had. Like like in 2023. So this was, keep in mind, this was 3 years after we had started. It took us 3 years to get there, where he did his first independent lap on Link, which is the bunny hill. And then from there, same season, like once he did that, it just clicked. And that was a huge inflection point for him. The same year he did a lap, together lap. We were both on the pole together, but he did a lap down Sunshine, which is the most steep, gnarly blue that you've ever seen. It's this big old hill. It gets kind of icy sometimes, and it's like the bane of our existence. But we did that together.
And mine.
And Christy's.
I cannot stand to see those videos from it. It always makes me so nervous.
Yeah, but that same year he also had like his first independent moonbeam lap, and that was huge. Like we threw a party, we took pictures, we were so excited because he made it top to bottom on a real ski run by himself, and that was something that, like, honestly, even the year before, I thought he was never gonna do, because when we're on the pole, he'll turn and he'll keep his weight right, but he is always like, he's looking around, and you never know how focused he is. And so I thought that, you know, and he was having fun on the pole, so I thought that was what that was going to be like forever. And then we hit that point where he just got his confidence, and our communication got better, and he was able to go independent, and it was so mind-blowing to me to watch him. And that was kind of a moment for me where I was like, okay, like, Al really does not have any limits. Like, he can do anything he wants to. So let's go capitalize on that, and let's get after it.
That's amazing. See, that's what you do. You build his confidence and you help him feel like a typical guy. That's huge.
Yeah. And I just love it, because in my eyes, he really is. Like, you know, he requires a little extra help, and, you know, communication takes forever, but it's so worth it. And I love it. I love just hanging out with him.
Okay. So now that he's gotten so independent on some blues, at what point are you going to take him on the Black Diamonds? Is he ready for that?
Oh, he's not currently ready for that, but he will be. The only thing standing in between Al and a Black Diamond is Sunshine Bowl.
Okay.
Because as soon as he can do Sunshine Bowl independent, he will have all the skills he needs to do a Black Diamond. And I see that coming in really quick.
I love it. Just tell Christy after.
I can't.
Yeah. We'll tell her out. We'll just send her the video after
tell her
it happens.
ahead.
Please. Yeah, don't tell me about that one.
Okay, well, obviously so much success, but what do you see as Alec's biggest hurdles on the mountains?
Something cool about Alec is we've overcome most of the hurdles that I had initially identified for him on the mountain.
That's so cool.
You know, even something small that's like buckling his helmet, and he does that first try now, which is awesome. Yeah. But even just like when he was skiing, just like when we were first starting there, and I think it's because we were on the pole together, and so he felt like he could get away with paying attention less. But, you know, he would always just be looking up or around, or not focused as much as he would need to be independent. And so I thought that was a big hurdle. His edge control, where he's got the one leg that kind of cocks out. Hit one turn was a lot harder to do than the other. But all those things, all it took was a little patience, and we were able to overcome all of that. And now he locks in, pays perfect attention, does his turns all the way down the moonbeam. I think the biggest thing right now, the biggest hurdle we're seeing now, is mindset. He is, rightly so, he is scared of Sunshine Bowl, and I think that's healthy to be scared of that. Yeah. But it is something where as we're doing it, if anything isn't 100% right, he'll just default to falling. And that's something that once we overcome that, he'll be able to do Sunshine Bowl all by himself, no problem.
Very cool.
I think that's kind of cool that he knows that he can fall down to make that fear go away and take a break or whatever he needs to be able to keep going.
Yeah. And that's a really important part of skiing, is knowing when and how to fall correctly so that you stop yourself from getting actually injured.
Yeah, I guess with him, though, the danger would be that turns into a response that he repeats, and then he kind of gets stuck in a circuit of that too,
inhibiting him from making progress.
Right.
Exactly.
And I think we might be there a little bit, just because Sunshine Bowl is just, in his mind, it's what it is. It's a really steep and difficult run.
Maybe the goal
Yeah.
needs to be set for a black diamond, and then Sunshine Bowl will seem like a walk in the park.
That is take him down, just put the fear of God back into his eyes.
Oh my goodness.
I'm just kidding, Christy. I'm just
Yeah,
kidding.
Christy, that was
I-
legally I have to say
please.
that was a joke.
Oh.
What do you do with him in the off season?
The most important thing about the off season, I would say, is that we do not do Sunday walks with Al.
Okay, why do you not want him to do a Sunday walk?
Oh, I don't remember. This is a lot of years. This is like 3 or 4 years ago. But he did a Sunday walk and like did something weird with the curb and broke his foot, and he was out for like 6 weeks.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
such a bummer.
Y'all were like, your season was done before it ever even got started. Almost.
I know. So that was a huge bummer. So now that's kind of like the running joke is we do not do Sunday walks coming into ski season.
Any
Yeah,
other
we gotta
day of the
keep him
week is
safe.
fine. We know how
Yeah.
Blake is about his superstition.
Yeah, just no
You can
Sunday
walk
walk.
on Monday, just not Sunday. Take a nap on Sunday, walk the rest of the week. Got it.
Oh, we got to remember that.
We also do some fun stuff in the off season. Like he loves slacklining, which is where you just get basically a large tie down, put it between 2 trees. It's kind of bouncy, and you kind of tightrope walk on it. It's really good for like balance practice, and he loves it. He has a great time with it. It's hard to get him off of it when it's time to go. And then we'll also go paddleboarding in the summertime, and he's gotten really good at that to where he can, him and I will stand up. He'll take the paddle and he will paddle as we're both standing up on this paddleboard. Like it's really, really impressive. And then,
but he also tries to jump on it, which I think is funny because
yeah.
you're just like, it's really working with your balance too.
Sometimes he'll get that look in his eye where I know like, oh, he's up to no good, and he'll push me, but then he pushes me and he realizes we're both on a paddleboard. We both fall in.
He's like, I got to get Blake working on his balance. So, here I am. I'm going to jump a few times on this paddleboard.
Yeah, we like to get rowdy out there. And then, but we also like we do fun stuff too. Like we'll like wax our skis together, and just to bring the hype for the off season and stuff. And we'll boat together and stuff on boat week, and have a lot of fun doing that too.
That's
cool.
Awesome. Okay, we've talked a lot about your communication with Alec. He has definitely picked up on harsh vocab 101. You have a lot of things that you say that I, in my old age, cannot keep up with, but we're trying, right, Christy? We're trying. Like last year, this was a new one.
Yeah.
Last year, Alec and Blake get together. They make some goals for the upcoming season. We look at it. We talk about it. They make this beautiful whiteboard with all these goals. And on the goal was get great footy or something along those lines about footy. Christy and I are like, what is footy?
Footy?
And for those of you who are in my shoes and don't know what footy is, pun intended, it's actually photos or videos, footage. So, okay, what are some of your other vocab words? And share them with a definition for everybody because they're hysterical.
Oh man, well, it's just skiing. I guess I don't really realize that until I'm around you guys. That skiing really does have its own kind of language to it.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe it's
Like-
just us, Christy.
Yeah.
So like we'll always say like tasty barrels, which is more of like a surfing term, but skiing adopted it just to be like, oh, this is a good day. This is good conditions out. Or full send. Full send is really important. It kind of just means give it your all, but it like is a cool way to say that where you're pushing yourself and you're giving it your all, and you're not doing a half send. No half sends is very important, and Al knows that. He'll say that all the time. I'll say, what's the most important rule as we do this, and he'll say no half sends. But then like footy, you gotta get some footy for the boys because that's how you get your bragging rights. Is take the videos and so you can show that later and Oh, like steezy and gnarly. Like Al says all those words too, and I was impressed when he said gnarly and steezy. He even spelt them right, and he'd only heard me say them, and I was like, this guy gets it, you know?
Yeah, yeah. I love
He
that
does get it.
he's taken on and enjoys using your vocab because it adds to the effect.
Yeah,
for
the
sure.
first time he said that run felt really steezy, I about cried. I was so happy. I was like, that is awesome.
My little boy's growing up.
Yeah.
What do you personally get out of, if anything, hanging out with Alec and teaching him?
Oh, that's a great question. I mean, because at first, like I said, like at first it was just a job. I just thought it'd be cool to make some money while I skied. And but as I've developed that relationship and developed like one, I love seeing him reach his goals. Like he is like every season we set goals and then he hits them and he shatters all kinds of records. Like he's so impressive on that mountain. And I love seeing that and love helping him because I see how happy it makes him. Like he gets out of control sometimes. He gets so pumped. It's so fun. And I love seeing that with him. And but also like I kind of mentioned this before, like our communication has gotten to a point where it's kind of just like hanging out with another one of the boys. Like we hang out together, we talk about life, like we just have fun. And I think that's the most important thing is like, it's not a job. It's something that it's grown into something more where I look forward to it every week during the ski season. And like, it just feels like hanging out with one of my friends. And I think that is the key to a lot of the successes we've had is where it's just natural.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's just one of the most heartwarming things as Alec's mom, because I remember the day when he was a young teenager and he had a really good friend in Angie's brother, but it it was just really hard for him not having friendships.
Mm-hmm.
And now I see him like you and he are like old friends already. And y'all been together 6 years now, I think.
I think it's 5 or 6, which is crazy to think about.
That
Yeah,
is crazy.
yeah. But it's really developed into a deep friendship
Oh
that I
yeah.
really appreciate, and I know he appreciates. It just makes him feel alive. It makes him feel like he's just one of the guys.
Yeah, and that it totally is how it is with us. Like, it's just like hanging out with one of the boys, and like we,
Yeah.
and I feel like whenever I'm with him with a new caretaker, sometimes I have to say like, all right, like we're gonna get a little more rowdy than you're used to. Like he's gonna make these noises and kind of act in a way that you would probably need to like calm down if we were in a different setting, but. When it's on the mountain, boys rule, and this is what we do. We just love it.
I love it. I love that he gets that freedom while he's there. You guys have the best time. All right. So you guys do set goals in years past. Have you set your goals for this year?
Oh, absolutely. We have set goals.
Okay. Okay. Tell us about your goals for this upcoming season, the 2026 winter season, right?
Yeah, this is gonna be a big season.
Well, Blake, the other thing is that y'all get your ski pass. We get it as early as possible so that we get the best deal. And then y'all open it together
Yeah,
and
yeah,
you drive down from Wyoming or Idaho or wherever you live, and y'all open that together and then you set your goals,
yeah,
right?
that's a really important part. That's like how you kick off the ski season, right? Is the Icon Pass sends the passes in a cool little like package, and it has stickers, and sometimes it has like little fun like games or little knickknacks that are fun. So it's really fun to open together and just get the stoke started for the season.
You
And
got to get the stoke started. I mean,
you
come
you
on.
got to do that.
Yeah,
And so that's a great way
absolutely.
to do it. So we do that every year, and then usually when we open passes, that's where I say, all right, I'll start thinking about what goals you want to set. And then at a
Okay.
later time, we get together and set goals. But this year was so cool. As we were opening passes, I came down. I didn't even tell him I was coming down. I swung by. He was home, and we opened up the passes. And then I said, "Hey Al, start thinking about what goals you want to set for this season." And he says, "I've already got them."
Oh.
And so I was like, get the whiteboard, let's
Okay.
go. So it was awesome. So he was ready. He'd been thinking about them all summer, which I love. And so every year we have him come up with the title of the goals. And so this year it was Al's Shredtastic Goals, which is so cool. He is so cool. I love it. And so
Shredtastic? Shredtastic?
Shredtastic, Al's Shredtastic Goals.
Wow.
Awesome.
Yeah,
That's
and that was
cool.
him. That came straight from him, which is awesome. And I'll also note that whenever we do set goals, we write them on the whiteboard. But whenever I try and write them on the whiteboard, he makes fun of my handwriting so bad to where we have to have whatever caretaker is with us write it because my handwriting is so bad it's distracting for him apparently.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. What a
brutal.
diva.
It's brutal.
Miva.
Anyway, so so his goals for this year, the biggest one is to shred Sunshine Bowl independent, which is huge.
Oh,
I love
And
it.
wow.
it's very attainable. He's definitely got the skills. It's just going to take a little bit of work. And we talked about, the little things we can do to work up to that. And I have a good feeling about this season with that. And then the next goal, this one is actually really funny. He types out hit a medium big jump in the terrain park. And I look at him.
Oh my goodness.
I say, did you just say medium big? I was like, that kind of sounds like a half cent to me.
Oh no.
Oh
And
no.
so then he comes to his senses and says, "Oh, I actually meant to say hit a big jump at the terrain park."
Oh, okay.
And I said, "That's what I
yes.
thought." Yeah, that's what I thought you meant to say.
Oh my goodness.
So we will be soaring through the air this year at the terrain
Oh, boy.
park.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Thanks for the warning.
Yeah. This one kind of goes along with this sunshine goal, but shred more controlled turns for sunshine. So part of what we decided was we're gonna hop on the pole and practice doing very controlled turns the whole way down, so that he gets that muscle memory, and then he can transfer that over to when he does it independent and just remembers to turn all the way down, so he stays in control. And then the last one is he wants to hit a box in the terrain park, which like half of my friends can't even do that. So I am so stoked about this. Like that's big time. And it's 100% within his abilities to do that. Like he's got all the skills he needs to absolutely destroy that box.
He's
I
gonna
can't wait to
destroy
see
the
it.
box,
I
Angie.
can't wait to
He's
see
gonna
it.
destroy the box. Okay, Blake, you said the word muscle memory, and it caused me to think, do you think that's one of the biggest things for him as far as like the technique for teaching him to do something? That muscle memory seems like one of the most important things.
Yeah. And I think it comes back to when we were on the pole, I would say left turn, and then I'd pull the pole in a way that gets him set up for a left turn. Then I would say, like verbally say right turn, and then I'd throw the pole. And when I throw the pole, it throws, he's holding on to it. So it moves his shoulders, which moves his hips, which gets his feet on the correct edge of the ski. And so just going back and doing that to a point where now, even when he's not on the pole, I say left turn, and he knows, oh, that means I need to do this. My shoulders need to be this, my hips need to do this, and my feet need to do this. And it really is, you can see it muscle memory where he knows exactly how to do it, and he doesn't have to like think about it like he did. Like there are times when we were on the pole where I would say left turn, and I really had to dig my shoulder into him and I'm pushing this, huge weight that weighs more than I do, trying to get him to do a left turn. But now you can see him where he's got to where he knows how to do the turn, and he'll even do things where, when we're skiing, and he likes to go in really, long flat areas where it's controlled. He likes to really let it rip and not turn and get going a little faster.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But then he'll turn, and he'll not only do a turn, but he'll do what's called a speed check, where you do the motion of a turn, but you kind of hold it out so you're riding sideways and it slows you down. And he'll do that and then get going slow enough to where he can start doing his normal turns. And that's something that I don't know how he learned. I didn't teach him that. I can't take credit for that. He he just did that, and I'm so impressed with him.
That's so cool.
Yeah, he kind of gets the feel of it, I guess,
Yeah,
over
yeah.
time.
Oh yeah, and it really
Yeah.
is like, and that's like one of the hardest things for me is like trying to teach skiing to where it's so second nature to me. And I've
Yeah.
I've been fortunate to be able to watch Al come from a place where it's totally foreign to where now it's second nature to him. Where if he wants to slow down, he just slows down, and
Yeah,
he's got
Yeah.
that
Wow,
complete
that's cool.
control that's so impressive to me.
that's very cool. Well, what advice would you offer anyone starting a sport, somebody that has a child with autism or any other disabilities? What would your advice be in the beginning stages of that?
Yeah, I think I touched on this a little earlier, but the biggest thing I would say is don't hedge your expectations just because of the disability. Like just meet them
Mm.
where they are and grow from there. Because like if you would have asked me, year one, year two, or even the first part of year three, I would have told you. I think I even said this to some people who were asking me about how it was going. I would have told you that I would have told you I never thought Al would get independent. I just didn't think he could have the focus to do that based on what I would see when I would ski with him. And sometimes I just wonder about how if I would have put him in that box and just,
Mm-hmm.
not tried to push him, he would never get to the point now where it is so fun and joyful to be on the mountain with him. And so I think that's the biggest advice I would give is just don't hedge your expectations because they're so capable. They need help getting there. And if they have an interest in a sport like skiing or anything, it's a really cool opportunity to be able to push them and have them gain confidence from overcoming all these hurdles that either they have or that the world has put on them.
Yeah. And I think it also, this has been years in the making. Like you said, the
Yeah.
first several years, this was not something that he picked up on. It was slow and steady progress, but he's been persistent and obviously has found enjoyment in this being one of his biggest and most um, practiced hobbies at this point. So it's nice that he's continued to make that progress. He just recently had a special needs gathering for a group of individuals in his neighborhood, and it was a talent show, and he got to showcase. Obviously, you can't ski in the gym of a building, but we put together a video and got to showcase a bunch of his independent skiing runs that you guys film. Excuse me, his footy from skiing.
There we go. Yeah, see, you're learning, Angie.
Come on. Come on, Angie, get with it.
But it was so cute. He had his ski goggles and he stood up there next to the TV as they showed all of this really cool footy, and he was so proud. And you could just see him oozing with confidence. And it really, when people look at him and maybe don't understand how skilled he truly is, that is something that you would maybe discount when you meet him first off. But to say, hey, I'm a cool dude. Blake's taught me how to ski like a pro, and here I go.
Yeah,
So,
100%.
Yeah.
Like even I did that, right? Like when I started with him, I didn't know, much about him. I didn't know what he was capable of, and so,
yeah.
I thought that he was going to be on skiing with a pole for the rest of his life. And I mean, just look at us now. Like it's incredible what we've done. Like I'm so stoked about it, and I just can't wait for this season because we're going to get even further this season.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
best.
We love to get the video. What are your long-term hopes and dreams for Alec? Ski related or not?
Yeah, I mean, ski related, I think Sunshine Bowl is huge for us. Once we get Sunshine Bowl, that unlocks a huge part of the mountain for us, just so that we can have longer runs or more diverse runs, get him, on different terrain. And I think that's the key to really opening up a black diamond to where we would get to a hill that isn't groomed. And that's going to be the key to doing that is if he can have the control to go down something as steep as Sunshine Bowl, that kind of control would transfer over to an ungroomed trail, which would be insane for him to do. It would be so cool. And then I think just like more long term, I would just like to see like kind of what Angie touched on with the talent show, how he was able to showcase that and be proud and feel like feel that sense of accomplishment. I would just hope that he would think to himself like, oh, if I can do this, I can do anything. And I really do think that he can do anything. And I've loved my biggest hope and dream for Al is to take his successes from skiing and apply that to every other part of his life and be like, if I can go from 0 to 100% independent on Moonbeam, I can 100% do this. I can do this. I can do anything I want. And I think all it takes is that belief from him, and he can accomplish whatever he wants to.
Oh, I love
I
that.
love that. My gosh, doesn't every parent want to have somebody who believes in their child like that? That's wonderful. Thank you, Blake. That was wonderful.
Absolutely.
It's been so fun chatting with you and hearing some, although scary, but funny stories that we had not been told before, probably for good reason. Oh my goodness. But thanks for joining us and taking some time out of your day today to share everything that you have. It's awesome. And I am super pumped about this next ski season. I might have to join you on one of my trips up to Utah.
Oh yeah, but you better bring your A game, or I will leave you in the dust.
I am a little bit nervous. It's been a lot of years since I've put some ski
Angie,
boots
it's going to have to be full send or no send.
Well, you're coming with me, Christy.
Christy gets it.
And there will be no talking at Quiet Rock, okay?
Okay.
Silent Rock, Christy.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Oh
well,
man.
That is a wrap for today's episode of Piece by Piece Autism Podcast. If you're loving the conversations as much as we are, hit the follow button, share the show, and help us spread the word, because every piece of the story matters. You can find us on Instagram and Facebook at Piece by Piece Autism Podcast. That's PIECE, Piece by Piece Autism Podcast. We'll talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.